Oh my God. Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Chats with the Freak. It's the end of the year roundup. We got the God Bombs. We got Kore Rozzik. I feel like I'm in a weird version of the Brady Bunch.
Marsha.
This is like a twisted version of the Brady Bunch right now. I love it.
Aww.
Oh my God. So how's everybody been doing? I know we're all ready to say fuck you to 2020 and get it out the door, right?
Yeah. Actually, we have a really cute Christmas card from our guitarist. I should actually show it to you because I feel like it's really relevant. Hold on.
I love 2020
It's on the
because
fridge.
I got to work on my demons.
Yeah.
I loved it.
He's still working on it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Yeah, to hell with this year, it says.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cute.
For real.
I thought that was super cute.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, this year's been like crazy for everybody, obviously with the pandemic, and none of us have been able to really go out and see any shows. So I think seeing all the new releases this year have been it's been good and it's been bad. And I know I've talked to Kore about this, but like it's been weird because partially we always needed music and music has helped get all of us through this year, but also in a weird way, it's like been kind of on the back burner. Like I know I've been kind of sleeping on the Manson record, which I know Justin's probably going to talk about in a little bit. I feel like I've been sleeping on it, but I feel like I haven't been able to fully like consume it too. So I feel like that's how I've been with like certain releases this year. It's taken me a while to kind of like comprehend it and like soak everything in.
I was just telling Justin that about the Deftones album. Like I have like a Deftones tattoo here from the self-titled one, and except there's no blue flowers. We just made them all pink. But yeah, I like listened to it a couple times and I dug it, and then I just didn't really get that into it, which is so weird because I was obsessed with them for years, so that's really odd for me. I can relate. I completely relate. It's like we're in this like weird vortex where you have extra time and then you get sucked down like weird rabbit holes, and then other things you thought you would have gotten more into, you're like, how did I not, I don't know, spend hours upon hours listening to that? And then I got like sucked into other things that I'm like, oh, weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Either you guys.
No, it's true. It's kind of like usually you're excited when your favorite bands come out with records just because of what's going on. You just digest certain things. Like some of you guys may have Smashing Pumpkins on your top 5, and Smashing Pumpkins is probably one of my favorite bands because I'm a 90s kid. But being that it was like a double album, and just kind of when it dropped, I'm gonna have to revisit that record at a time, and maybe Alternate Universe would have been on my list because going on, I just didn't take the time to really sit with it.
It's amazing.
And then I think there was a lot of other really good records that came out in the beginning. Yeah. No, I know. And that's what I mean. It's just something that I didn't get a chance to digest. But then there's also like other stuff that I had to remind myself of that came out in the very beginning of the year. Because to me, like January, February 2020 was almost like a totally different year. It was almost like, you know what I mean? Like I had to remind myself of some of the stuff that came out in the beginning.
There was a really
because you were like living normal life. It's weird to think about. So it's like, yeah, I can relate to that too. We talked about a couple albums when he was like, "Are you sure?" Because there
was a great Fiona Apple album.
Yes, but
I
don't know. I don't know if I should start talking about my list yet. Can I or no?
Yeah, you can if you want to. Then we'll go.
Okay, so Stabbing Westward came out with an album, and I love Stabbing Westward. Loved them when I was a kid. It was like one of what?
An EP, yeah.
Yeah, they did. And they also came out with a Halloween EP, and I love both. They killed both. And their one of covers I thought was like really bold because they really nailed down some really fucking hard songs. Check them both out. Stabbing Westward released Halloween EP and one in the beginning of the year, and I thought they killed it. But Justin was like, "Who's the guy who hear this?"
I thought that was so funny. I was like, this is a kid's show.
This is
It's a
tea.
Pellegrino player.
Drinking tea with mescaline in it.
I'm drinking vodka. No, I'm kidding. This is water.
I'm drinking ginger peach turmeric tea. But no, anyways, but Justin was like, "Are you sure that was this year?" And I was like, "It most certainly was." And he went back and looked, and he was like,
Yeah,
"Oh man, it was in January."
We saw them live too.
And we saw them live right before that, and they killed it. But yeah, I guess long story short, it is weird to think about the beginning of the year because we were living in an entirely different world. So it's kind of weird. Yeah.
True.
It's so weird. It's crazy. You got any comments on any of that, Jim? This year's been fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Like I was thinking of albums that came out last year because life was a lot better then. So, just being able to go out to shows, check your, because I feel like going out and actually seeing the album live, makes it come alive a lot. So, I've had a difficult time actually. Like in the beginning of the year, I so many albums that came out that I completely forgot came out this year in January.
I feel like there's like a bunch that I missed over the entire year too. Like I kind of, when you invited us to this, I Googled and I was like, holy fuck, I'm super lame. Like, I need to go listen to a bunch of these albums. I'm shitting myself. So they're not on my list, but they're on my to-do listen lists. And I feel like I've not listened to some of them, especially since I've had tons of time. So there's that.
Yeah, no, this year's been crazy, and I think that, like you said, there's a lot of albums that I definitely did miss, and there were some, I guess, newer artists that I definitely missed, and I have a couple honorable mentions written down here so I didn't forget. And there's this girl from the UK. Her name's Kelsey Curtis, and she is kind of a newer rock artist, and she came out with a record in October, and I just recently found it, and it's just a self-titled full-length album, and it is so insanely good. And I was so wait, how did I miss this? But like you said, being caught up in this year, it's been crazy to try to consume music. And the Static X record that came out in July was another honorable mention I wanted to bring up, because I felt like that record
about it.
Good.
I knew about it, but I didn't hear
I
it.
did not. This is what I mean.
Yeah, no, it was one of the ones I did a lot of. I was trying to do a lot of press for. I reviewed it for MSU and stuff like that.
And that's the thing, huge new metal fan.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Cut out. He's cutting out.
Sometimes if you're in music, it's hard to pay attention to what
is
is
going
happening.
on here?
Music.
Right over there, player.
You're frozen.
It was
You
quite
said you're a
a delay
huge
there.
new metal
Oh
fan,
no.
and that's all we heard, and then it cut out.
Uh-oh.
He was coming
Yeah,
out.
I don't know, man.
He came out of the closet as a Limp
Yeah, no, I was
Bizkit.
saying I'm a. Yeah, no, I'm a huge Static X fan, and again, that was just another example of something. Who, me?
Again.
Yes, I came out of the closet. as a-
Limp Bizkit fan.
No, I was just saying that that's
I
another
like
example of something that I would have been all about, and just this year I do it.
I think a lot of us
Yeah.
growing up liked a lot of new metal, and it became this shameful thing for a while. I feel like.
Yeah,
I
that's
like-
exactly what I said.
I've liked new metal now more than I did when it was happening.
No, I
All right,
loved
so
it when
I guess
I loved it when I was younger. I was a huge Static X fan when I was younger. I didn't even know they came out with a new album.
Yeah, they just released one, and there was some recordings of Wayne still on it, which I thought was really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's a really solid album. You need to check it out. Project Generation. Yeah, that's a really solid record.
I was on tour with Ministry, and Tony Campos was the bassist, and I didn't know that. who he was. So I was talking to him. I was like, dude, the original bassist in Ministry was so awesome, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, I love him, man. And then someone's like, wait, you know that's like Tony Campos from like Static X and all this other shit, right? And I was like, no. But I think he liked me more because I didn't fucking know that. You know what I mean? If I knew that, I would have said some annoying shit. He would have been like, fuck off, dude. You know?
Yeah. I remember I interviewed him last year when they were on tour with Dope. And I did the interview like in their dressing room, and he was eating pasta, and I'm just sitting on the floor like with my like microphone interviewing him, and I'm like, "So what's for dinner?"
Yeah, he's not like Mr. Rockstar at all. He's very like fucking, you know,
Down to earth.
down to earth. Keeps it real.
I remember seeing Dope when I was a kid. They were fucking amazing live.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, Dope's awesome.
I was like blown away. I don't know if they still rip it on that level, but I remember like being a kid and like being like, I don't know, 14 or something like that, in a mosh pit with dudes that are like this big and being like, oh man, these guys rip. Like it was a really good show.
Standing there
It was like one of my favorite bands in high school.
Yeah, Edsel Dope was fucking tearing it up.
Yeah, Dope's been.
He's the secret Wayne Static, the new Static X guy, singer.
Yeah, you said. I think you mentioned that to me before. That's
I don't
really
know
cool.
if that's like.
So can we get into our list?
Allegedly.
Just start dropping bombs.
Yeah, let me. Kore, are you unfrozen over there now?
I'm moving to another location because I feel like I'm the reason that this thing is messed up. I don't know why.
Okay, now
You pay all this money for Verizon and then it just doesn't work. You know?
damn Verizon.
Oh,
Okay, I think you're unfrozen
Yeah.
now.
Do you think?
Maybe.
Am I working out better now?
I think
you're
so.
frozen.
Okay, go by the router.
I don't know the Madonna song "Frozen."
Let me just get myself acclimated.
Thinking that too. Player.
When your heart is broken.
Just gonna wait.
We were listening to that song constantly at one point, like last year.
Again, or something.
Because we did a music video, and I'm like, I wanted to look like Frozen by Madonna.
And I kept playing it, and he's like, "Stop playing it." He did it like 10 times today, and I'm like, "It's so good." I forgot about it.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Oh, and one other 2020 mention I wanted to mention, and I think the person that gave me this recommendation is watching. Their TikTok has given us Corpse, which I don't know if anybody knows who they are, but he's kind of like a rap metal-ish artist. And when I actually played my friend the God Bombs music, he compared you guys to him, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I wanted to throw that out there. He was like E-Girls Ruining My Life. I think it's like his like big single that like went viral for a minute. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So we're definitely on everyone's list, right? No, I'm just kidding.
They're on my list.
The plate songs. All right, Kore, you ready to go now, buddy? Okay, I think he's unfrozen now. All right, so I guess
I'm good. Are we gonna start this or what now?
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a brass up in this.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna
What happened?
start 5, and we're gonna start with the God Bombs. So, what do you guys got for number 5?
Oh,
So we didn't really pick an order, but
Stabbing Westward.
I said Stabbing Westward is on our list.
But both the new EP and the Halloween.
Yes,
thing.
the EP and the
There's
Halloween.
two EPs.
Everyone needs to check out both of those.
The Halloween one's even better.
I think, guys will be blown away
They
by
did
the
a cover of
Halloween. Like I
Ministry.
said, they covered songs that I think are really hard to cover, and they executed it so well. I was super impressed. I think they made a super big comeback, and I'm really here for it. I'm excited because I missed Stabbing Westward. So
I will definitely have to check that out because I've honestly never really heard of them. So I'm gonna have to.
It's like industrial rock, like 9 Inch Nails, but more sing-song, kind of like not as weird.
I cried to them a lot when I was in my teens.
It's more like emo 9 Inch Nails.
No 9 Inch Nails. Okay,
I
sold.
was like, this is
My
the most
Steady record is awesome.
ever.
No, they're really good.
Yeah.
Emo 9 Inch Nails. All right, Core, who do you got for your number 5 pick?
All right, my number 5 is going to be 5,000 with Global Rot. This record was more of a grower because I like to always say like songs are like either bangers, bops, or a mood. And usually like Power Man's songs are just like bangers, just like in your face. And this record was a little bit more moody, a little bit more on the kind of gothic side. But it grew on me. I gave it a couple of spins. I also put it on there because honestly, like I got the vinyl from Cleopatra, and I really like the record. It grew on me. It took a little while, but I like Power Man, man. I'm not gonna lie. I like those guys.
Black Lipstick's a bop. That's
love
the
Power
only
Man.
song I know off that song. But that's
I
like
heard
that's
that one.
I saw them when I was younger and I met Spider and I remember being stoked about it. I was like around 14. And then we saw them recently.
The jug with the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, because Justin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Justin knows one of the guys. So
And I got my head split open
we
with
went.
a Faygo bottle.
Yeah, and they were really. It was fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
all right, Jim. Who do you have for
That's
number
cool.
5?
Well, my number 5 was Every Time I Die. It's not technically a full-length album, but a lot of the artists that I have on my list didn't come out with full-length albums.
Okay.
Like the new method was just coming out with either EPs or singles. So A Colossal Wreck, it was actually recent, like less than a month ago it came out. It's got like 2 or 3 songs on it. Absolutely heavy. So
Awesome.
I loved it.
That sounds awesome. My number 5 pick was Strange Days by the Struts. That was kind of one of those records I kind of sat on for a hot minute. They recorded it in 10 days over quarantine when everything got shut down. And kind of when they released it, I was a little hesitant because I didn't really like their album previous to that. Like I can't really honestly remember the name of it. I'm a big Struts fan, but I didn't really like that record. I felt like Strange Days was a big like comeback for them, like at least to me. I thought it had a lot of like good like original Struts sounds to it. And there's also a Kiss cover, Do You Love Me, which is also
Oh, yeah.
a song. So
They did that really, really well.
Screaming. Yeah, I was screaming when I heard it. I was like, they're doing a Kiss cover.
Yeah, and they're like the perfect band to do it. They really are. So
Yeah.
I heard that album. It was awesome. They killed it.
Yeah, it's so good. Like they have like some
I
really
don't know.
cool.
I kind of like their overproduced sound in their last record.
Yeah, I like Prima Donna Like Me on the last record. I thought that was a really good song, and I kind of In Love with the Camera was a really good song, but that was kind of about it for me on the last record. I wasn't a big fan of Body Talks, and that's about it that I can remember off the last record. But yeah, I really like this one. Hate How Much I Love You had such like a Lonely Island entrance, if anybody's like familiar with Lonely Island, because it was like, whoa, I got this juicy hook for you, and I'm just like, wait a minute, am I listening to Lonely Island or the Struts?
Yeah.
I remember Lonely Island.
Oh my god, it just reminded me of like the intro to like Captain Jack Sparrow, where it's like, oh man, I've been watching this Pirates of the Caribbean. Like that's all it reminded me of. It was so funny. Oh my god. So okay, let's go with number 4. Let's see what the God Bombs got.
Which one should we pull up as 4?
Marilyn Manson.
Okay.
The new Marilyn Manson, We Are Chaos.
Cool.
It was cool. I mean, he kind of went more.
Nice.
It was very like gothy, but
Bowie.
gothic rock, 80s Bowie. Like he always compares himself to Bowie, and I never hear it musically as much as I see, like obviously visually.
Yeah.
But this is the one album where he actually sounds like Bowie. He sounds like Diamond Dogs or whatever, like that 80s spooky kind of Bowie era. And it has like some really cool ballads on it. It's not a heavy album. It's not like the last album he did prior, where he kind of like went back to the metal stuff. This one's more like, you know,
Ballady.
classic rock Manson. But if you like that side of him, then this album's really good. It's really well produced.
Yeah, there's
And
some really
he
great
actually
songs.
involved his live band in it finally. Like, you know, like everything is live. It's not like some of the other records is like a lot of programming.
And there was like a book also released this year before his album, which is really badass too. If you guys check that out, what is it called?
The 21 Years in Hell. It's like a photography book.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I
sick.
remember I saw something about that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was really cool. Yeah, I like Don't Chase the Dead on that record. That was like the first one that like grabbed me, and then the rest of them, like, it took me a while to kind of get like the vibe of it, I guess.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really rad.
That's cool.
Nice. But yeah, this album's a grower. It's not like one of those like it's not like Anti-Gravity Superstar where you're immediately like, yeah. It's like, you know, you gotta like
I liked it instantly.
it's like a nice wine. You know, you sip it like a nice wine.
Yeah. I like Paint Me With Your Love too. I thought that was a really good song off the record
I
too.
love that song.
They also had this really
That's a
awesome
great song.
billboard in Hollywood
Yeah,
for
that
the
was
album,
cute.
and it was just really cool. It was like kind of like popping off of the top and the bottom.
I hated the music videos for the album. I will say that though. I hated them
I
both
don't. I like
for
them.
completely different reasons. They were both not my favorite at all.
I haven't really seen any of the videos for
I
it,
don't
so
mind them.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I
They're
like
both
them.
really odd and weird
One
in
is
different
like
ways.
one is like super
But, you know-
artsy, very like surreal, and I love it. And
One of them looks like it was done in After Effects. It's all just like graphic shit.
I love it.
The other one is a short film.
yeah, I like both of them.
cool. I'll have to check those out. So Kore,
Please.
before.
I said I'm easy to please.
Well,
I heard-
I was going to just say a couple of things before I do my number 4. Is that I think a lot of the records this year have been growers. Just a lot of the music that's come out is just kind of moody, you know, and it's just the type of stuff that doesn't catch you right away, which is same reason why Paramount 5000 for me took a little while to sign that one on, because that's more of a feel. But I feel like I'm the only person that really likes Born Villain for some reason.
Wait, who was that?
He said he thinks he's the only person that likes Born Villain. I think. Is that
Yeah.
what-
Born Villain? Yeah,
I like-
I got the double LP and I spin that all the time. I don't have that record.
I mean, he definitely went really heavy on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like songs had some of that kind of price feel to them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
always gravitate towards the heavier side of things. So, but yeah, so number 4, and again, man, we're really on a delay tonight, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
What is
Whose
yours?
fault is it?
It seems like it's yours.
Yeah.
It's all of our fault.
I'm gonna
What is?
let me come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whose
Come
fault do you
back.
think it is? I'm gonna come back. real quick.
Okay, leave and then come back and we'll revisit your 4th. Sounds good. All right. So, while he's getting his stuff situated, Jim, what's your number 4 pick? Hey.
Sorry,
That's
I lost my.
So what's your number 4?
Oh my god, now my screen's like freezing up. What's going on with this thing? You guys still see me?
Yep.
Ours is not freezing up at all.
Okay, I'm like, what's going
It's not
on?
freezing up for us.
Okay, well, my number 4 pick is the MGK album, Tickets to My Downfall. And I don't think anybody's surprised by that.
Ooh, yeah.
At all. I really don't think anybody's surprised by that. That album is so good. It has such a Blink-182 feel. It has Travis Barker on it. It's so good. It's so insanely good.
I haven't heard the whole thing, but I've heard a few songs.
I liked what I heard.
Some of it I really dug, and some of it I thought was like, all right. I would like to go back and listen to the whole thing through, because I liked him honestly when he was more underground. I don't want to be that person, but
No, I get it.
She's that girl.
I
I saw you when it was only 100.
oh my god, I saw his tour bus in the middle of a Walmart before he like blew up.
Oh, I'm so jealous of that. Oh my God.
I'll never forgive myself for not knocking on the door, because I remember I was in the parking lot with my friend and she was like, go knock on his door. And I was just like, yeah, I should. He's like the love of my life, but that's almost humiliating. And so I was like, I can't. I just have to go home and I'll regret it for the rest of my life. I think I'd rather live with that. And she's like, okay, fine, whatever. And
we never would have met.
Yeah, what if I would have
You would have been like,
what if me and MGK would be together instead of him and that beautiful actress that he's with? He would have been like, yes, no, star. Yeah, right. And I would have never met Justin.
No, the MGK is really good. The only reason I ranked it so low is I felt like the A sides of that were so good, and the B sides were like, I just find myself skipping over them all the time, like Lonely and Play This When I'm Gone and stuff like that. Like, I've listened to this album relentlessly since it came out, and I guess that's like my only complaint. Or like, I felt like the B-sides weren't as good, but like Bloody Valentine and Title Track, oh my God, Title Track's like my favorite.
Yeah, I like the one that he did with Halsey. Is that on there?
Yeah, Forget Me Too. That's a really good one. All I Know is another one he did with Trippie Redd, who I don't really like, but I like him when he features on MGK.
Oh, yeah, same. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, there's like a few that I heard that I liked, and then there was like one that I was like,
Yeah, Concerts for Aliens was pretty good. He did a collab with Black Bear for My Ex's Best Friend, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, I thought there were like some really awesome songs on it that I feel like he can't outdo himself on. But then there were songs like I said, like Lonely and shit like that I was kind of like about.
What happened to these other guys? Did they fall into a black hole?
I think so. I don't know what's going on because now my screen's like frozen, so I didn't know if they came back or not.
We'll add extras on our list because Deftones,
honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions with Deftones. Like I said earlier, I didn't get into it as much as I would have anticipated because I am a huge Deftones fan. But Crosses released a new song a couple days ago, and I'm obsessed with that. I think I just got really into his side projects.
Here, wait, we have some comments here. Katie Ashley says, God Bombs, do you like Einsters and Neubauen? I love Einsters and Neubauen.
Somebody else used to do Corpse.
I probably danced to them.
They're not a dance. They're like really out there, noisy, experimental, avant-garde.
Then I don't.
They have some dance songs, but
okay. I don't know who they are, but I probably listen to them if I've been into goth clubs my whole life.
So is this working now?
Yeah.
I hear you.
I'm on my phone now, man. My tablet must have. I don't know. My tablet's racist. I don't know.
It's all good.
Oh man.
Number 4.
Yeah, way better now.
Great. So, are we like restarting the vicious cycle?
Let's just start with number 4 with you, and then we'll back over to Jim once you're.
Did the God Bombs do all their stuff already?
I don't think so.
No.
I was just talking about Machine Gun Kelly.
They're saving the show.
That's cool. All right, so I didn't really miss it.
We have horrible reception.
All right,
You just missed what I normally talk about. It's fine.
Yeah. Then maybe my tablet did me a favor. All right. So my number 4. I kind of battled with this for a while. Like I said, most of the music this year was more of a grower type of a thing, but I went with AC/DC Power Up.
Yo, my number 4 as well. Awesome
Really?
choice. Awesome
cool.
choice. Very
Very cool.
awesome.
But again, being a lifelong AC/DC fan, it really didn't grab me at first, and I kind of battled with it for a while. I came to the conclusion that the production could have been a little better for me personally. Like, I kind of feel like it could have packed a little bit more of a punch. But Brian Johnson's vocals are great on it.
Especially since what he had to go through,
Absolutely.
losing his hearing and shit. So
yeah,
he did a fucking stellar job.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like Systems Down, Code Red, Demon Fire. I even like Kick You When You're Down. I mean, there's some jams on this record.
Yeah.
But it's coming in at number 4 because it's not the best record of the year, but for such a shitty year to even have some kind of AC/DC, I think it's worth, it's worth having it on there.
I didn't even know. See, this is what I mean.
Yeah, we have to listen to these now.
I'm gonna feel. I already knew I was gonna come into this and leave feeling like a big old shithead.
Well, I didn't even know that Stabbing Westward came out with a record. So I mean, we're all,
Yeah.
It's hard to get the word out, I feel like, nowadays, because there's just so much shit online.
It's just like so over.
Well, you know what it is too. Like for me personally, I literally went to the mountains for like 3 months and just worked on new music that's going to come out next year. So I was very much just involved in like
awesome.
what I was doing, and
we kind of did similar.
We've been doing that too. We've been so wrapped up in our own shit. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool that you both had the same number 4 pick. That ended up working out.
Yeah, that was like tough. That was tough for me for choosing because I kind of had 3 bands in that slot. Huey Lewis and the News had a new album this year. It was actually pretty good.
No, that's a good record.
Yeah, like I mean, the full band did like an excellent job. Obviously, it's not anything from like Back to the Future or anything, but still like jams that you could pop on and definitely tap your foot to. And then also Ozzy had a new album as well. And I felt like they were all in the same class, more older guys still doing what they're doing. And they all came out with very competitive albums, but ultimately Brian Johnson coming back after the hearing loss. I do agree, actually, though. The production, I don't know if it's because all these bands are now like at home recording these and they're just coming out with these productions that just sound a minor, just like a little bit too overproduced. But ultimately, AC/DC number 4, definitely.
Very
power up.
That's awesome. That's cool. One other thing I wanted to mention about my number 4 pick is I think the rest of my albums pretty much all have like interludes. They were all pretty much like concept records to a point. And I just wanted to add that I don't feel like interludes fit the fucking Tickets to My Downfall record, and I thought they were pointless, and that was my only complaint about that record, and now I'm done talking about Machine Gun Kelly.
What about my interludes?
Didn't get it.
Are those Linzer tarts?
I brought cookies for everyone, but I can't give them to you.
And to answer, Casey Ashley said, "Do you leave the coven?" The AC/DC billboards were everywhere.
No, actually,
we don't leave the coven because we don't want COVID.
These are peanut butter with Hershey Kisses, by the way. They're the best holiday cookies ever.
She's feeding me.
They look yummy.
So I guess we're on to number 3, right?
Yeah, number 3.
Let's say
Palais
Royale. So this is a new band for me. I've never listened to them before.
I love them.
Didn't know they existed.
She plays them constantly.
I became obsessed with this record. I'm so obsessed.
Endlessly.
Yeah,
I do like them, but
he's like so irritated.
I don't like anything. I don't like hearing anything all the time. So
I like ruin albums and songs. I know I do that. My brother hated me for it growing up. I like literally ruin songs better than anybody else you've ever met. And then I moved past it, and because I ruin it for myself even. So Palais Royale, totally ruining their album. I think it's kick-ass. I think they're really talented songwriters. And I think the whole thing is like really kick-ass. So, and I love their music videos too.
Yeah, I've been a fan of them for a long time, and they are really good, and they've really grown a lot. And I think that record on my top 5, but it definitely was something I definitely jammed out to a lot this year, and I thought it was a really solid record.
Yeah.
Gingerbread player.
Gingerbread? Is this like turned into like cookies on Fast and Freak right now? What's going on?
Yeah, like fuck music. Let's talk cookies.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the holiday.
Did you just do a mukbang, did you?
Yeah, right. I want to be like one of them like California weirdos and do like a Jack in the Box mukbang.
What is mukbang?
It's like you eat like a bunch of food in like one. It's kind of disgusting, really.
Ew.
It's like a bunch of YouTubers that eat shit on camera.
Oh, so it's kind of like food porny.
Like they sit there and they basically eat everything off like the whole menu, like in like one shot. They eat like the ultimate cheeseburger, the sourdough jack, the jumbo.
It's like a feederism thing.
And they're always like these really skinny like Asian dudes, you know? Like,
Skinny Asian dude.
They're like people that can win those eating contests and shit.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
Yeah, I worked in Coney Island for a little bit. They always had the hot dog eating contests. I always found that so crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't know why. Like every show I've like had the pleasure of working this year, there's been a hot dog stand at. So when you said that, that's all I thought of. I'm like, why is this a thing this year? It's so weird.
We eat veggie corn dogs.
Vegan corn dogs.
Yeah, they're really good actually.
It tastes like a real corn dog.
Yeah, but better.
How about that?
That
Yeah.
vegan corn dog one.
Better because there's no buttholes in it.
It's not a ground up butthole.
Yeah, it's too bad.
On that,
Worse, I guess.
for number 3, Core.
What?
Who do you have for number 3?
Wouldn't you like to know?
He's getting sassy with you again.
All right. I'm sorry. Like I'm a little behind the 8 ball. I had the messed up connection. All right. Anyway. So my number 3 very happily came into the list as of today because, like I was saying before, I forgot some of the great stuff that came out in the beginning of the year because, like, you know, like January, February was like a whole nother like life, you know, like. So I was like pleasantly reminded. Oh shit, that's right. Yeah. So my number 3 is Lordy with Collection, which that came out in the very beginning of the year, and it's a killer record. It's almost a very unique concept record. It's a fake compilation greatest hits record. So like every song is like supposedly from a different era. So some songs sound kind of like Alice Cooper, Kiss, like Bob Ezrin 70s shit, and then other stuff's like 80ish, and then some stuff's like the classic, like what they normally sound like. There's a great song called Like a Beat of the Honey, which was actually written by Paul Stanley.
That's cool.
I dug
I didn't know that was
Yard
written by
for
him.
You,
That's awesome.
which is hilarious.
That's a great concept.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's pretty genius. And again, this is like all I listened to, I think, like in February, but I totally forgot because of everything that happened after that. And luckily my Spotify reminded me that some of these were like my top spins for the year. And I was like, oh shit. And then I just put it back on today and I was like, yep, Lordy, got to put those fuckers in there.
If you make a bunch of songs that sound nothing alike, that's a great concept to like save make it all make sense, you know?
I think it's kind of a cool thing creatively to just kind of be like, because in a way it's like, oh, like all bets are off. Like we can just kind of do whatever on this record.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like Lordy. You kind of introduced me to Lordy, so I'm familiar to a point. But yeah, I did.
It was funny. The way I got introduced to Lordy was someone in the UK did a review on one of my EPs, and they were like, "Oh, Core sounds like Mr. Lordy from Lordy," and I was like, "Who the hell is Lordy?" And then like I checked them out, and I was like, "Wow, this is like the freaking band I've been looking for." They're kind of like a European Gwar. They're all dressed up in these monster outfits, but their music is more like traditional European heavy metal with like the keyboards and the big choruses and all that stuff. So yeah, I've always liked them a lot.
That's awesome. So Jim, who do you have for number 3?
I'm big into punk rock. So Anti-Flag 2020 Division, Vision, whatever. They came out with 2 different covers for the same album. So really solid album. Wasn't a huge fan of the last album, but this album, very, very strong, classic Anti-Flag. So if you're into punk,
Listen to that as well.
yeah, definitely worth a listen.
Watch this later and write down a list of albums I now need to listen to, basically, is what's going to happen.
That one was a toss-up, too, because Chubby and the Gang just recently came out with an album, but I couldn't actually put it on the list because I didn't get through the whole album yet. But that, again, same, punk rock, like kind of more of like a hardcore vocal than Anti-Flag. But yeah, Anti-Flag, I actually got through the whole album. It's something I could pop on, listen to straight through. So it's definitely worth a listen.
Cool. New Order actually came out with a song too, like really.
Wait, which one? I didn't hear that one.
New Order.
Oh yeah.
With a new song and video, and I was like, it popped up in my shit, and I was like, what?
I'm a Joy Division guy.
I thought it was cute. I like the video.
You're full of joy.
I'm a joyful Joy Division fan. New Order is like a little too happy for me.
I like it.
It's like a little too clean sounding.
I like everything from like Mayhem to like fucking Britney Spears. So I'm the biggest weirdo ever.
But Billy Corgan was in New Order apparently. I didn't know that.
Really?
During that weird time where Smashing Pumpkins had broken up and he was doing all this random shit.
Oh wow.
He played like
Swan
keyboard or something. Yeah, Swan and the whole album and whatever. He did a keyboard. I guess he did keyboard or something for New Order for like a few tours or some shit.
That's cool.
Thought that was interesting.
So
that's awesome. Yeah, getting back to Anti-Flag for a second, I think Anti-Flag is from Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. And I saw them at they did like this anti-flag festival thing up there, and I thought it was really cool. And yeah, I like the punk vibe of them, but I haven't really listened to their new record, so I'm gonna have to definitely do that. I knew they came out with one, but I didn't really listen to it because I sucked.
No, it's definitely worth it.
Listen to it.
I don't know. I just kept getting distracted. I've been listening to too much Machine Gun Kelly. That's the problem.
All right.
Oh wait, my internet's not working anymore. Hold on, wait. No.
Yeah, I made a side list of like all the stuff that I hated because that was actually unfortunately a much easier list to make, and almost Machine Gun Kelly came up like 5 times. I'm really sorry about that.
Oh no, was Miley Cyrus on there?
No, Miley Cyrus is actually my number 1 for the greatest.
Oh, snap, player.
I love Miley.
I want to sit on the record a little bit before I pick a side on that. I don't know where I'm
leaving me for Miley Cyrus. I'm convinced.
She's gonna go with Machine Gun Kelly, and I'm gonna go with Miley Cyrus.
No, I'm not gonna go with Machine Gun Kelly. If I had to pick anybody in the music industry right now,
who would it be?
Off of pure looks alone, I don't know. Remington from Ballet Royale is pretty foxy.
You really Ballet Royale obsession.
That guy works out a lot, I think.
I thought you were gonna say Robert Smith.
What?
Like Robert Smith now, or like?
Yeah, now.
Maybe back in the day.
She likes to feed me cookies and shit. I thought maybe that was your thing,
No.
All right.
Then you can't run away.
Exactly.
I want to, but I just can't get out of this.
I'm trying to look like the guy from Ballet Royale.
He's like working out all the time. He's like, stop giving cookies. I'm like,
she's like, oh, he works out all the time. So do I. But you're feeding me cookies.
Nah, man, all bets are off, man. I haven't had a haircut all year. I tried to cut my hair last night. Now I look like one of those Brooklyn hipsters that listen to Wolf Mother. This is terrible. It's terrible.
You look good.
I got this MSU Media shirt on. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on.
I think you look great. I think you did an awesome job on your haircut. I do hair, so I approve. I think you did a great job.
I did one snip, and I was like, nope, that I better stop.
You should just throw it out.
Fine.
Oh my god. So I guess MSU Media shirts are now a hipster must-have attire, apparently.
Like I said, I went to the Salvation Army, and
You got that and some suspenders?
I got some rainbow suspenders. I don't know when I'm going to wear them, but I got them.
Yeah, they might go with your MSU Media. You never know.
Might work out.
Oh my god.
Number 3.
Huh?
What's your number 3, Emmy?
My number 3, I was tossing up a lot with this between Mushroom Head and Stitched Up Heart, and I know that's so random, but both of those were the tie for my number 3. And I ended up going with Stitched Up Heart because I felt like I listened to it a lot more. Even though I feel like Mushroom's record is very anticipated.
Oh, snap, player.
She has a mushroom head tramp stand.
Hey!
And it haunts me every day.
Yeah, I bet.
I was on tour with them for like 8 shows, and then they were like, yeah, there's too many bands on the tour, you gotta go. And I was like, wow. And then she had I have to look at that thing all the time. And I'm like,
yeah,
no.
so he got kicked off one of their tours. And also somebody I know what was like friends with them called one of the guys once and was like, sent someone a picture, and someone in the band a picture of my tramp stamp. And he called me and was just like, I don't know, being whatever. And I was just like, I'm your fan, not your groupie. And he's like, ha ha ha, I like you. That's but I've seen them in concert a million times. So now I'm gonna have to listen to that album. I saw one video with a chick. There's a chick now, right?
Yeah, they have a female now in a couple songs. She's doing like more like I guess operatic voices, like on some of the songs. She's on the Hearsay, which is my favorite off of Wonderful Life, which is the new record. That record's so long, but like I guess it's okay because we waited so long for new Mushroom Head music. Like we waited like 3 or 4 years for another Mushroom Head record.
I'm gonna have to listen to it now.
How long is it?
It's 17 tracks.
Wow.
Like, that scares me that you say that, because we're doing a long record right now, and I'm like thinking, oh no, this is gonna like work against us. Like it's better to like have less music.
It is.
It depends, though. I think it depends. I don't know. I have a bad attention span as it is with albums. So an album like that is that long, I was just like, oh my god, like the tracks are long on it too. So like I like that.
You don't have that problem.
That's a real 90s move, you know, like how much can we fill up the CD, you know, like
I have like 19 songs and it wouldn't even be considered a double album.
I remember having like Janet Jackson, like Rhythm Nation, Janet Jackson self-titled, all these, and I remember they were all like 17 and 20.
Because they were making,
a lot of the ICP records are really long too, with all the skits and everything.
And even like the old classic Manson albums are like almost double albums. Like every like Antichrist and whatever, they're like 16 to 19 songs, all of them.
Yeah.
But I saw one Mushroom Head video and it was with the chick, and now I have to go back and listen to that because I like that one song. I haven't heard any else.
Yeah, I did like the song.
Yeah, it's really good. Seen It All was really good. Those ones were really solid songs off the record, and I really enjoyed that. And I thought the production on it was really cool. And I interviewed Skinny a couple months ago, and we just kind of like talked about the like production of the record and stuff, and how they do a lot of stuff in house. And I thought that was really fucking cool because like their stuff is so well produced, and I was like, holy shit, like it's not like over mixed or anything crazy like that. Like it's actually really fun.
Yes.
I got these mushroom heads, player.
Oh yeah. Get it.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, we eat a lot of mushrooms.
We got some of these shrooms, player.
The shrooms are good, man.
I used to love eating shrooms.
They're a good filler.
Yeah, they are.
They're good for you.
They're awesome to stick in the turkey on Thanksgiving.
Well, whenever I make like a turkey meatloaf, I put a lot of mushrooms in the loaf because it absorbs stuff and it ensures that it's juicy.
Yeah.
So chop up all the mushrooms and get your hands in there, player, and just
fills up the ass real nice.
Yeah.
I love the earthiness of them.
They should make like ass implants with like mushrooms. Like a vegan ass implant.
Get like freaking portobello.
I'll get
shape them like a shelf.
I'll get a portobello ass.
Like those mushrooms that grow on a tree trunk. Like your ass is like that.
Yeah. Corner the market on these mushroom implants.
Mushroom asses.
So are we moving?
Let's move on to number 2.
Okay, so it's really hard because me and him had to agree on a list. So we're gonna go with Smashing Pumpkins.
Sear.
I thought it was amazing.
It's very electronic. It's not, and it doesn't sound like their old shit at all. It's like way clean and electronic sounding. But it was cool that they took like a brave new direction.
It's probably
so far into their career.
It's probably my number one. But I love that album.
It's like 20 songs on it. So they did, I think.
They did an animated series along with it, and which was also cool. It was like 5 episodes. And then he also had like music videos for other songs of his.
They did a bunch of music videos.
And it's like yeah, it was really
it's like
cool.
If they had continued after like the albums like Adore and stuff in the late 90s and had kept going on that trajectory instead of trying, it's not like some revival vintage Smashing Pumpkins thing. It's like a new sound.
Yeah, I'm in love with it. I love Purple Blood. If you listen to that song.
And the title track is really good.
The title track, Seeker, is awesome. Ramona, it's really catchy. I wasn't sure if I liked that much at first, but then
Anno Satana was really good.
There's so many good ones, but I think Purple Blood's probably like my favorite. And you guys have to watch the animated series. It's really cool. And I've been watching tons of interviews of Billy Corgan.
We're
and
obsessed.
He was on Joe Rogan, and it was one of the best interviews I've ever seen. So check that out if you haven't. Oh my God.
He's so smart, and he
keeps
it real.
Billy
100%.
Corgan all over again.
Me too.
I like the little bit I heard from that record. I didn't listen to it like fully yet. I've listened to like a couple songs off of it. Like you guys were saying, the title track's so like it's so catchy.
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. I just loved the whole thing. And then he came out with like a video on like Halloween or whatever too. Sam Hain.
No, it's called Witch.
Witch.
But it's
Sam
spelled Witch.
Hain. Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing was very cool. So
that's awesome. So, Kore, who do you have for number 2?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, the new Smashing Pumpkins record. It's definitely more of like a mood. At least that's how I would describe it.
For sure. 100%.
I again, for me, it should be on my list. It's just for whatever reason I just haven't dived into it yet. But I was a huge fan of the last record. I thought that was a great record. So my number 2 is Marilyn Manson, We Are Chaos. Pretty much everything that's in my top 5 are all records that I have on vinyl that I kind of was spinning during the quarantine. And I would say this record is really a mood. It's really, there's no real Antichrist bangers on it. And with that said, it took a while for it to grow on me, but Don't Chase the Dead's probably in my top 5 songs of 2020. I just love that song.
Great.
Real moody. Paint You With My Love is great. Infinite Darkness. Broken Needle closed out the record great. And what's really awesome is that I have the vinyl, and if you play the vinyl, at the very end, the very last line, it doesn't stop until which is fucking that's some old school shit. Red, Black, and Blue is probably as heavy as it gets for the record. Yeah, it's weird because I feel like his last record was heavier, but I feel like those songs were very much sound bites to me. I feel like they kind of only really worked when you put them with the video. Whereas with this record, you can just sit and just listen to the record straight ahead and just kind of dive into it. So
yeah,
still a Born Villain fan, but yeah, We Are Chaos is cool.
I was nervous because he went from Tyler Bates to working with Shooter Jennings, and I really like the Tyler Bates albums.
Absolutely,
but I like this one. I was like, wow, he even like one up those in a way. So I'm like, well, I hope he does more stuff with Shooter Jennings.
I think he did a good job with Shooter, but I think it was necessary because, Heaven Upside Down, I liked some of the heaviness and the rawness of it, but I think after he did Pale Emperor, I don't think really they were going to match that record. So,
yeah, it was like he went back. It's like he was like had the courage to be the new Manson, not repeating himself with Pale Emperor. And then he went back and had to. I feel like he does that every other record.
Right.
Born Villain is definitely like that, where he like went back to the heaviness. So I'm sure.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, that record just really. I just remember instantly loving that record when it first came out, you know. Which is
Weird.
why
It's the last album with Twiggy playing on it, so it's definitely
but I feel like a lot of fans kind of crap on that record. Everyone's all about Pale Emperor, but I thought Born Villain was phenomenal. I mean, Hey Cruel World and Slow Motion and The Murderers Are Getting Pretty Every Day. I mean, there's some real good stuff on that record.
I agree. Yeah, it had some great moments.
Oh my God, I wonder what it's.
People be hating.
People be throwing that hate. Jim, who do you got for number 2?
This was a hard one. I'm gonna say, for so many reasons, actually, Metallica S&M 2 was phenomenal. For a band, you know, as long as they've been around, they've already done the S&M once. I really thought it was just going to be a direct repeat of the first time they did it. And, you know, several other bands have tried the whole symphony and hard rock metal, and it never worked. But when S&M came out, they totally changed the game for it. And they did it again, in my opinion. They came up with some new shit, even with songs that they had on the previous one. The new tunes are awesome. It just, the whole thing worked. And they had a dedication to Cliff. Fucking, that cello player blew my mind. So S&M 2 is my number 2.
I'm still trying to do S&M period.
I didn't know S&M 2 existed, so
yeah, no, it's definitely worth a listen.
The first one I thought was great. The what was the one song they had that was famous? Like I don't know them that well, but the one where he talks about the light at the end of the tunnel. It's just a phrase.
Oh, No Leaf Clover.
No Leaf Clover.
That was the song. Yeah, they wrote that with the symphony.
Oh, okay. That was originally for that album.
Yeah, it's literally they didn't like re-record it on any other album.
But,
it was they got together with the symphony and wrote it for that show.
But what's on the new one? Are they doing like Frantic or something? Like
No, they got stuff from Hardwired on there. A lot of the older stuff, obviously, from Puppets and stuff. It's all around just it's worth the listen. I mean, the last album, I liked it. I liked the previous album before that, but Hardwired to Self-Destruct, I liked it, but I grew tired of it very quickly because it's like very repetitive in my opinion. I know a lot of fans like love it because it's like more on the heavier side from Load or Reload, but I'm also one of those guys. I liked Reload. I liked Load
too,
and I liked the Black
Who doesn't
Album.
like
So,
the Load?
What about Lulu?
Yeah, no, I mean when you're a band that big, I guess you're bound to make a couple of mistakes.
I've grown on some people, no?
I don't know why people do talk about it now. I don't know if it's like just one big gag, but
It's kind of,
man.
yeah,
I've been.
I don't know why. Like I like Metallica, but that album to me, I'm always kind of like when we talk about Lulu, I'm always like, oh.
Yeah, I literally think they were just throwing what's his name a bone.
I don't know. I feel like I'm really uncool because one of my favorite songs by them is Unforgiven too, and I think most people are like, "What? Really?"
Yeah, they a lot of
like,
Reload. They kind of sold out.
I was like a little kid, and my mom was listening to all their shit, and that was the one song when I was a little girl. I'd be like, "Can you put that song on again?"
There's
and she'd
nothing
be like,
embarrassing
and
about
she'd be
that.
like, "Which one?" And I'd be like, "Lay beside me." You know, I don't know. I just remember being
James
little.
Hetfield was singing.
Yeah, when I was little, and I don't know.
I don't know. When I was a kid, my jam was "She Ain't My Bitch." That was.
That's a good one.
Is that a Metallica song or is it?
Yeah, that's the first track on
Hey,
Load.
my bitch. Yeah.
Oh, really?
She ain't my bitch. Yeah, you know.
And I also took a video of him like on the road again, or like fuck, it's like the whore in the hotel. I was little and I just remember thinking,
Oh, Turn the Page.
Yeah,
That's a cover. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, probably shouldn't have been watching that video, but I was, and I thought it was great.
Yep.
You couldn't hear the music, but it was in my head. I was like, world stick. Yeah. Oh, and just for the record, I had a publicist named Lulu once.
Aww.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, some relevance.
I think
Just
it's
trying to
Did
bring
you
something to
fire
the
her
table.
after that album came out?
Yeah,
You
no,
said you
that
had
was
her
it.
once.
The girl that chokes me with a plastic bag in the Purgatory video, her name was Lulu.
So we've all got a favorite Lulu.
We all have our own Lulu.
We all have Lulu, apparently.
Maybe if we ever have a puppy, we'll name her Lulu.
I want to listen to that album again. I think there's something redeemable there.
Something
What,
high.
Lulu? It's a hard one.
I remember liking
Very hard one to go back and listen to. I literally tried. I did.
the
I
music.
gave it an honest effort.
Because they were just jam. It's cool to hear them jam.
Yeah.
So number 2. Who has other number 2?
Mine, I got the last number 2, and mine's Mother by In This Moment. And I forgot that record came out this year. I had kind of like a moment.
I love that bitch.
I totally forgot it came out. And I was jamming on the time, but I thought it came out last year. It really came out this year.
Yeah, I thought that was last year. That's crazy.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, I remember when it came out.
Down. It was crazy. That's what I kind of meant by there's a lot of like concept-ish records that I guess are in my top 5. And Mother, like it has a lot of really cool interludes that I feel like go with the record. My only complaint about it is there's a shit ton of covers on it, and I complain about this within this moment a lot. They like even in their live show, like the last time I saw them, they had like a ton of covers, like Fly Like an Eagle and stuff like that. And like this record, I think it was like 10 tracks. It had 3 covers on it. I thought We Will Rock You was a really cool cover. It had Lizzie Hale on it. I thought that was a really cool cover, but there were just, I don't know, I was like, why are there like 3 covers on this record? Because I love their originals so much. I guess I'm just like more of that.
yeah, they have some really awesome originals. Yeah,
They covered "We Will Rock You." You said?
Yeah,
Queen.
From
I didn't know that.
I remember feeling that too. The one time we did listen to it.
Honestly, I like.
I was like, why is she?
I always say her, but it is a band. I like their originals more than their covers, personally. Yeah. And I thought her videos of their originals on this album, I completely forgot about that album. But in the beginning of the year, I was rocking it. I was driving him nuts with it. But yeah, the videos were awesome. Yeah. So
this really was like 2 years, like pre-pandemic.
It really was. Yeah.
I feel like I feel like we're reviews.
I'm a different person than I was in January.
I'm a different person.
I need a haircut.
No, I totally feel that. And the videos for like the in between and stuff were so good. And that song is so solid. I was so mad at myself. I was like, how did I forget this? And I added that in like last week when I was going through it. Like I had my top 5 like set. I'm like, fuck, I forgot about In This Moment. I'm like, how do you forget about that when you listen to that song all the time?
It's like my goal to perform Sideshow in one of her music videos. 110%.
They're so good. Oh my god, it's so good.
I love her.
Good B-sides on this record was called Lay Me Down. I thought it was a cover when I first heard it.
I think I like that one a lot. It sounds like 9 Inch Nails kind of, right?
Yeah, and I Googled it and I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, okay, it's not a cover, it's an original, but I thought it was
a request.
I like it a lot.
I feel ashamed that I forgot about that.
we would make clothes on the roof. That I remember.
Yeah, it's such a good record, and I definitely I fucking adore that record, and I adore In This Moment. So, so I guess we'll start with number 1 picks if you guys are ready to go.
All right.
Wait, I want to ask them. Who's this? Who's this person named Laura? They want us to choke them or something.
What?
I'm interested. Well, you know what? I will totally
pay for that.
But I was gonna say it costs money. It ain't free. But you can totally hit me up online.
I know it is, unfortunately.
You have not been performing at all. So.
Yeah.
You said choke.
Who wants to get choked?
I don't blame them. Sometimes it's a good time. Okay, so
number 1.
Our lists aren't. We didn't really put them in order. And
I said Ghost Main number 1.
We love Ghost Main.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, we love the new Ghostman album.
It's my favorite album from him because he went the most rock he's ever done.
Well,
so
he's
far.
like inspired by, I think, like punk and black metal and hip hop, and I think
and Rob Zombie and shit.
Yeah, and he's been able to like execute so well, like melding genres in a way that we haven't seen yet. And I think, yeah, I don't know, just
he's like making goth and industrial music relevant to like a whole new generation of kids, and I think that's super cool.
And I think a lot of people are rocking the aesthetic now, but they're not really representing the music. And so I think he kind of melded that like pathway of like, yeah, I'm doing the new shit, I'm doing the new school thing, I'm doing the trap metal stuff.
Yeah, it has trap in it, but there's some tracks that are full on industrial.
Yeah, and like in his videos, like he straight up looks like fucking Edward Scissorhands pretty much in this like one awesome like leather outfit. It's just like really badass. I feel like it's like everything from our childhood melted into a pot and made it into an album and videos. It's amazing.
So, yeah,
so it's like if TikTok was an artist.
No.
No, that would be way cringier than
no. I would not even.
If TikTok was an artist, I would just kill myself, I think.
Yeah.
No, it is. We just don't know who they are. But, and also, I want to do a couple honorable mentions.
Tom McDonald is no.
Ronald McDonald?
So I want to do a couple honorable mentions. Pussifer. And,
Pussifer, yeah.
And had an awesome album, and Justin bought me tickets for Christmas to the online concert, and I was in love with the album and the performance.
I thought it was cooler live than it was on the album, but I like the album's good too.
And Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, that was a good record.
I didn't listen to that one actually.
Bring Me the Horizon shit's great. I love it.
Yeah. So sorry, we just threw a bunch in here. So.
No, okay. It was a really good record. I think I had that on like my list, but I like kind of scratched it out at the beginning because I'm not that big of a Bring Me the Horizon fan. But that record was really good. It was a lot better than their last one. Their last one was kind of trash, so I'm really glad that like
I like their last.
I love all of their albums.
I don't like the old shit where it's super heavy. I'm not into like that screamy, super heavy shit.
I do, but I like them all.
It's just cliche to me, but I like everything that's had like been newer with the electronics and stuff. I've liked.
I think it's cool that they don't fucking care and they just do what they want and they're just like it or don't.
Like deathcore or whatever.
It's either for you or it's not. Get over it, man. You know. So I think that's cool. It takes a lot of guts because people love to talk. So
for sure. So Kore, what's your number one pick?
All right, so this was a no-brainer for me. This was probably the one record that I played the hell out of this year. It's probably the only record I was actually really excited about getting. And it's the only band that I was lucky enough to see twice this year. Pre-pandemic and during pandemic, and that is Blue Oyster Cult with The Symbol Remains. This is the first record. Yeah, this is the first record they made in 19 years, and it's probably their best record in probably like 30 years.
Wow.
It's got everything you'd want out of the Blue Oyster Cult record, which is what's great about this band is that they don't fit into one mold. They got weird psychedelic, epic, where Ghost got their sound shit. They got straight up almost straight ahead hard rock Metallica type stuff. There's some modern poppy stuff on it. Even if you've never listened to Blue Oyster Cult before, I know most people just think of Don't Fear the Reaper. There's so much more to this band.
So much more.
I always wanted to listen to them more.
They're such a cool band, man. And when I was younger, I was like, I thought they kind of sucked actually. And then we were on tour like 2 years ago, and I just picked up one of their records and I just finally got it, and they just became like my favorite band in like the last year and a half. And I've had the pleasure of seeing them a couple of times, and I'm actually doing a BOC cover with the original bass player Joe Bouchard, and that's going to come out sometime next year, so that's pretty cool.
Oh wow, that's
awesome. So yeah, man, BOC, man, check it out. It's an awesome fucking record.
Hell yeah.
BOC, ew. So what's your number one pick, Jim?
Mine was kind of the same thing. Like it was the only one that I was almost like sure on after hearing it. So it's Newfound Glory's Forever Times Infinity.
Wow.
I am a huge fan of the band. Again, I have punk rock from hardcore to the pop stuff. I don't know, something about punk I just always revert back to. And they're the type of band, they take care of their fans. Even during the pandemic, they tried to find, evolve, trying to get stuff to their fans. So they had, the live broadcasting shit. But they still made videos. They still made the content. This record they recorded in their homes. So, and it's still right on par with anything else that they create. So I definitely recommend that album. It's a fun one to listen to.
Was NFG and Blink-182. I was like 12.
I've never seen Glory. I was supposed to shoot them a couple of years ago. I don't remember who they were on tour with, but I don't remember if the show got postponed or what happened, but I ended up not being able to shoot it. But no, they're one of those bands that are definitely on my bucket list at least to see live. They
highly entertaining live.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to have such a good punk energy. I love it.
Yeah, they're all over the stage.
I was more of a Sum 41 fan, but that's just me.
They're good. I like them.
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah, very cool sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with Sum 41. I'm not going to throw shade on that. Number one pick, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised if you've talked to me at all this year. It's one of those records that came out earlier this year that, like, I feel like a lot of people, like we were saying, a lot of people kind of forgot certain albums came out this year. And this one came out in January, so, like, right before everything happened. And I remember listening to it driving a lot, and I would just binge listen to it all the time. And it's Manic by Halsey. Nobody's surprised. It's good. What I like about this record as opposed to the rest of her records is it's such a solid listen from beginning to end, and it flows, which I feel like a lot of, I guess, modern day, like, mainstream artists don't do, or if they do it, they try to do it and it goes badly, like freaking MGK or whatever. She has some really good interludes in it. Every song on it's so good, and kind of to steal Kore's term, it's a definite mood. Like, there's nothing on it that you're gonna be like, yeah, and there's nothing on it that's aggressive. It's just a very mellowed out album that's kind of yeah, it's just a vibe. Like, I know Graveyard was on the radio for a while. Used to Be Sad was on the radio for a while. 3 a.m. is probably one of the songs I've been blasting off of it a lot. She had Alanis Morissette on a song called Alanis Interlude. Yeah, that song was really good.
I love Halsey.
Yeah, that song was so good. And this album, like, one of my friends got it on vinyl for me for my birthday in July. And I've just been listening to it nonstop. And I adore Halsey, and I think this is her definite best record yet. And I love it.
Amazing voice. It's, like, breathtaking. Anytime I've, like, watched any, like, live, like, in the studio things with her, I'm just like, I love you so much. It's the only reason I'm not completely jealous right now that I don't sound like that.
Some of these pop stars, I feel like they sound better when they don't have all the like Miley Cyrus, like when she just covers shit live with a rock band, I'm like, holy fuck.
Well, she can actually sing. That's the thing.
Why don't you just sound like this on your album, though? You know?
I know.
Yeah. Because they have people on the show that probably dictate how they sound.
She's so good. She doesn't need all the pop tricks or whatever.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with her new album. And I think and we touched on this earlier, I think part of my problem with her new album was she was promoting it like, oh, I'm a rock star now. And it's like, this isn't really a rock album. Like, it is, but it isn't, like.
Yeah, it has some rock.
That kind of drove me nuts too. I was telling Justin, I was like, look, I think it's awesome that she had all these old rockers on her shit, but it's a pop album.
I don't know if you saw that interview with her and Billy Idol, but I actually edited that. Like, that was like a job that I worked on.
It was driving me nuts.
She was on this YouTube thing
I
called
had to hear it a million times.
Yeah, but I agree that it wasn't really the best way to market it because it wasn't like a full-blown rock album.
Yeah, it was like coming out with a guitar, like shredding, like, or it wasn't even, I don't know, it was like a pop.
She would do that. That's what frustrates me. It's like if she just did do a rock album,
it actually kind of bummed me out because I went into it listening to it with expecting a rock album. So when I heard that it was really poppy,
No, it's really good for what it is.
No, it's
just
good.
not-
It's just like I think I expected it to be like Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
But like, I feel like the PR confused me though. Like, I thought she was coming out with a Metallica record or something, or is she doing that next? Like, I'm confused with that.
Well, no, I just
think she'll continue to go more.
I think she's gonna go more rock, but I think I just expected it to be so much more rock and roll than it was.
I mean, you got to look at people like her. They've already made their freaking millions. Like they really should at this point be able to do whatever they want musically. I mean,
I think they're scared to not be relevant as they are, though.
I don't think she's scared. I think she's probably signed, and I think she's trying to creep it in or something.
I don't know. I think she has creative freedom at this point, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? But anyways.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think the record was good for what it was, but you can't call it a rock album when you have Dua Lipa on it. I do like her, but it's like having Madonna on something and being like, oh, this is a rock album. Like, I don't know. I just think it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely weird. Well, I appreciate all of you coming on and sharing your music picks with me tonight, and doing a fun little end of the year wrap up for Shouts with the Freak. It was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, get that Reno.
Double fisting, player.
Double fisting for a while.
Oh, thank you for having us, honestly, and doing what you do.
Coming on, I really appreciate it.
Thank you for asking us. It was a lot of fun.
And let's give it up for Verizon Fios for their amazing internet service.
And I've been feeling like a bum. So.
It gave us a reason to feel pretty. So
thanks.
Oh my God. Well, hopefully here's to a better 2021, and let's yeet fucking 2020 out the door.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you guys.
Good seeing you.
Nice meeting you. Great pick, guys.
Everybody. Bye.
See ya.